The gala was lively. Many a celebrity visiting for movies and modeling mingled about, as well as many high-up producers and photographers, all pining away for business opportunities and finding connections and ways to generally make money. At one bar stood a man in a white dinner coat and black bow tie. He spoke jovially with Gim Shazavel, action mystery TV star of the hit show People Are Interesting. Ichel Rodriguez, a B-movie actor known more for who she is in movies with and getting her way somehow, and less for her acting skill or beauty, marched towards her potential mark she had set sights on after being turned down by all the rest at this evening's event so far. Not Gim, of course, as he was known for his loyalty to his wife and beliefs, but the millionaire next to him. "Tell me, rich boy," she said, with her usual lip-curling, exposed teeth expression, "do you ever dance with the demons in the pale moonlight?" They both paused and looked at her obvious reason for communicating, and the preposterous pose that came with the words. "That's not the quote, and no, the bathroom is over there." "I'll meet you there in 5 minutes," she whispered very loudly for Gim to hear, mocking his well-known standards. "That's not what I meant," the millionaire replied with quite a dull expression on his face. She glanced at Gim and gave an exaggerated conspiratorial wink at the younger man, and then marched directly towards the ladies' room, which, as the man planned, was on the other side of the entire massive room, in the most awkward, hip-swaying manner possible. The young man barely managed to hold back a sneer, as Gim looked on and, in his whispery-style voice, "Guess you got company tonight, or at least until she gets your checkbook." He let the sneer go into full-blown disgust as Gim chuckled. The music changed. The millionaire in the white dinner coat took the moment to take a glance around to see if he could spot Hrax at this event. He seemed to appear at most nowadays, like the first he saw him at. He saw something. A man. Same build, similar style suit. He leaned his head, tried to look past the gaudy hat that passed in front of him as he stood on his toes, and then leaned around and... Nope, not him. And then he realized he was looking right past the right ear of a lady who thought he was looking at her. Jet blinked, and then realized she was mimicking his movement, wondering what he was allegedly pretending to be looking for, instead of at her, which he wasn't. Jet could only let a breath out like a chuckle, and nod and raise his glass. The woman smiled, then approached. Oof. And only then did he realize he was looking at the most physically fit woman he had ever seen in his entire life. Short dark hair, and green eyes, and a deep, dark, purple dress. "Were you looking for someone, Mr. Phoenix, Jet Phoenix. Mr. Phoenix." She laughed in a breathy way after nearly snorting. "I see we're using our made-up names, are we?" "No, Mr. But the man had left. "Well, he could have told you." "Well, if he's the one making up your name, then you can make mine up." "You won't just tell me?" "Now, where's the fun in that?" "Well, I'm sure I can just Google athletics and find you in here somewhere," he said, reaching for his phone. No cheating," she said as she waved her finger. "Besides, you wouldn't find me in there anyway. I'm not just some athlete," she said with an air of victory and challenge. Then I guess I should just look up the discovery of Themyscira and see what ambassadors have come over," he countered as his phone was in his other hand. Her mouth dropped open in mock stun, as he had pulled a sleight of hand on her. "I'd be honored with Wonder Woman, but that's cheating too, and not very original, Mr. Jet." "Very well. Let's see," he said as he posed his chin on his hand and looked into the starlight. And a smirk pulled at the corner of his face. You look like you're searching for an answer as dark as the space between stars. He turned to the quote. Her eyebrow raised to answer him that he was right in guessing what she said was what it sounded like. The smirk went full on conspiratorial, and then he stared into her eyes. Lucia. Lucia? That's the name of an Amazon, he said with another voice he put on. She smiled in a laughing way. Well, then, to you that is my name. In the meantime, Mr. Phoenix, could you be persuaded to invest in my line of fashion? Convince me. I don't give my money away to just anyone, or for just any reason. Let's be clear, your business needs to be good. Oh, we make plenty, she said as they walked toward an aide on the other end of the gala. That's not all of what I meant. I mean your business's character. Oh, she said genuinely, and stopped and turned to look at him. You mean you really don't know who I am? I'm an actress. Phoenix shrugged. I only keep up with the names of characters, and I'm afraid I've been away from movies lately. She looked at him oddly, as if wondering what he would be doing here then, and then shrugged it off, as if she knew, and then kept walking and talking, but in a more business-like way. Well, I have a line of fashion, well, really a line of clothing, that I want to push into the market and help out a friend of mine. We're actually planning to be partners soon. But, you see, there are certain genres of film and titles that aren't commonly marketed to my gender for stereotypical reasons from almost 50 years ago. I'm looking to change that and get the clothes in the hangers for purchase for the demographic I know is out there. She grabbed a brochure from the aide's hand and handed it to Jet. He took it and smiled. And then he looked down at it, and his smile faded, and then grew again. Well, Miss Lucia. Miss Lucia. He echoed it as her aide looked confused and almost cracked a smile upon coming in on the joke late. I'll certainly take a look at your numbers. Oh, I see where you got your quote from. I'm not a fake, Mr. Phoenix. Of course not. You seem very... He thought as he considered her. Natural. She let out one of those smiles of sympathy, but a growing genuine kindness. Jet's phone rang. Oh, sorry, I need to get this. I'll see you again? No problem, and yes, I'm sure you will. Do you watch TV? Never, actually. Then you never can tell. And she turned and walked away. Jet looked with that amused half-smile and turned to the aide, who also smiled, and looked away as if to keep her boss's secrets, and went on to give out more info to passing individuals. Adam, this is Kathy. We have a lead on the thugs that got beat up the other night at the den. The police report just got finished. Good, what else? He spoke as if talking about finances or some other millionary stuff. How's the gala? It's fine. Is it cool being around all those stars? It has its ups and downs. And just as he said this, he spotted Ishel, searching the crowd for seemingly himself. Speaking of which, I need to get out of here. Send me the file and we can talk it over in the car. You sound like you're dodging a lookout on infiltration. Might as well be. Ugh. The door slammed to the car and it sped off. A computer screen and keyboard fell out of a nearby console and Kathy popped up on screen. The thugs in the place you entered last night were actually human traffickers. Their operation is having possible ties overseas, but is using local help here with our growing opioid epidemic. As you know, they use drugs to hook the women into a life of sex, crime, and slavery. With how much we have in abundance in business here, it's easy to come by with doctors on the take after our government's recent changes to healthcare nearly making them break even nowadays. The thugs are all from local gangs except this one. Night Shadow and I are looking into a possible connection to a crime family that has shipping lanes come in often enough to possibly supply the drugs or even the bodies from far away. Adam sat back and thought. People kidnapped into forced slavery, evil, sexual crime, wickedness, sex slavery, despicable. He sighed. Well, it seems they got their punishment early. Any fatalities?
None as of last night, but they were badly wounded. None of them will walk again, and many won't be able to move their arms or eat through anything but a straw. Most won't be able to feel anything below the waist.
Fitting, Adam thought.
Are they blaming the Blue Shadow? No news outlets have gathered this info yet, but the 911 call is being connected to the beatings. They haven't yet confirmed it was Blue, but they are considering looking into the connection. Only one of the thugs has come out of a coma so far.
What?
Yeah, they were very severe.
Adam made a face as if somewhat satisfied.
And he can only say that he saw nothing. He was cold-cocked.
Adam sat back.
Good work, Kathy. I'll be there soon. Keep looking into my description of that night and see what you can find.
He almost shivered at the thought of the memory of that building, and those cyan-glowing eyes, and the hooded, cloaked shadow. His car sped off.
Well, I'll be. She wasn't kidding.
Kathy looked up from some work and walked over to Adam's place at the TV screens.
What is it? This lady's line of clothing. She does have good numbers. Business-wise, that is. And stats-wise. I mean, I knew they would sell, but I didn't know the research was intact as well. She could actually make some serious money off this.
Kathy looked on.
Oh, wow. Right. These are fun, too. I know. I may have to get this jacket based off of this character. I wonder if they do custom work, though. You could ask. Not only as Mr. Phoenix.
Adam got up.
Tell Night Shadow that I'd like to invest in the company, and see if he thinks the numbers are good, too. Where will you be?
Kathy asked.
Checking the human trafficking logs and reports you pulled up. Horax wasn't at the gala last night. It's odd considering how much he likes to make public appearances and buddy up with the money and the media. I suspect he's up to something. With human trafficking, too? Why not?
Adam answered matter-of-factly.
There is no limit to human depravity.
He walked into the back room.
Especially not with him.